can't get it here.
When the taste takes over,
you can get it here.
The one and only Mr. Hero Roman Burger. It's sensational.
Mr. Hero!
Northern Exposure, weekday mornings at 9 on 19.
And good evening, folks. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Tom, and this is the simulcast up and running now live from CBS Television City in Hollywood and on radio stations all across North America. How you doing, radio listeners? For January the 16th, 1995, Garry Shandling is on the show tonight. The daughter of Martin Luther King, as we commemorate his birthday here in America, the Reverend Bernice King, and also what's going on with earthquakes in Japan and in California. That's our program for this evening. You know, I took Mother Snyder down to Petrelli's famous steakhouse in Culver City over the weekend. That is almost the official restaurant now of the simulcast. And all the waitresses were very enthusiastic about our first week here on the air. One came over, she says, you know, Tom, we really love the show, but we have to have a sweat meeting. I reckon it's about 31 on the floor of the studio right now, so if you see icicles here, that's what's going on. Also, for the one viewer who called in here and said, Tom, get the freeway out of your head, I think we've solved that. Yeah, that looks good back there, so thank you for that suggestion. I want to talk to you here for just a second about Martin Luther King. The only time I ever had any contact with him during his life was as a very young reporter in Atlanta, Georgia, covering the civil rights movement back in the 1960s. And one afternoon, Dr. King and other members of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference were in Atlanta protesting segregation at department store lunch counters. And I was there with my news director as a cameraman and reporter, just covering the attempt there to integrate the lunch counter, which ultimately failed. And it was not my first experience with the apartheid of the American South, in fact, the American nation in the 1950s and 1960s. My first television job was in Savannah, Georgia at Channel 3. And the only job that a young black man, or an older black man for that matter, could have at Channel 3 back in 57 and 58 was that of janitor. And I remember Bert and his son cleaning out the television studio and sweeping out the radio broadcast booth and selling Dr. Pepper and Lance crackers out of a small office, small janitor's room at the back of the radio and television station, trying to make an extra buck. And some years later, I was working at ABC in New York, and they ran the videotape of the Channel 3 News in Savannah in 1984. And there was a black man and a white woman anchoring the news in the American South at Channel 3. And then 4 years later, in Atlanta, Georgia, the name of Jesse Jackson, a black American, African American, was placed in nomination for the presidency of the United States. So I really believe that if you hold the America of the 1990s up and compare it with the America of the 1950s and 60s, we have come some way. Not far enough to be certain. That is the reason we commemorate the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King in America today, and why it is our special pleasure to add insight into the meaning of this man and his mission with his daughter, the Reverend Bernice King. She will join us along the way, along with Garry Shandling and some other good times. I'm glad you tuned in. By the way, I thank you for your support last week. We'll be right back with Larry Sanders, who, by the way, had a big day at the Cable Ace Awards last night. We'll be right back after these messages.
When you can trust something and know it'll come through for you, that's everything. One of the things we focused on with the new DeVille Concorde was making it reliable. We designed the North Star system so that if it ever lost all of its engine coolant, you'd still be able to drive a DeVille Concorde up to 50 miles to safety, even in desert heat. You may never need it, but it'll be there for you. There's a car company that cares enough to give you this kind of dependability. That's my company, Cadillac.
Alpha 1, this is Alpha 2. Enemy squad in open. Moving north on foot.
Sergeant, here's the latest intelligence report.
I'll post it right away, Sergeant. Sir, enemy position is confirmed at Poppy.
Step off.
Army Reserve, Montgomery GI Bill, skill training, and more.
A lot of people can't get through their day without their glasses. Being a LensCrafters lab technician, I help them live better by letting them see better. When we first came on the market, a lot of people were like, glasses in an hour, we can't do that. It can be done, and it's done right in about an hour. The smallest pair I've made has been for a 3-month-old baby. The oldest is for a 105-year-old man. I want them to be able to put those glasses on and forget about them for the rest of the day. This is my life's work.
LensCrafters, helping people see better, 1 hour at a time.
Ever run into the kind of stubborn dirt that literally brings you to your knees? Now you can stop all that scrubbing. Introducing Ultra Mr. Clean. So powerful, just one little capful beats twice as much of this regular cleaner. And while they struggle with greasy dirt, Ultra Mr. Clean works so much better. He helps you up off your knees and still cleans to the shine. Try new Ultra Mr. Clean in Lemon, Pine, or Mountain Falls, and Mr. Clean it to the Ultra Shine.
Joining us tonight is a man who stars in a sitcom centered around a late-night talk show. And the show is so real that many times it makes people who work on late-night talk shows nervous to watch it. It was a big winner at the Cable Ace Awards last night. Here is the star of HBO's Larry Sanders Show. Here is Garry Shandling, and thanks for coming over tonight.
Tom, I'm a big fan. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. And congratulations on the awards last night. You did well.
Thank you. Thank you. Did you watch them?
No, I didn't. My cable system doesn't carry TNT.
Okay, so how did you know that I won?
Your picture was on the front page of the Orange County Register this morning.
And you read the Orange County Register?
I read them all, kid. I read them all.
You don't have anything to do with the Orange County fiasco, do you? I fear that you do.
Where did the Larry Sanders Show come from? I mean, we know Garry Shandling is a very successful television interviewer, host, and performer.
Yes.
And why did he decide to retreat behind this mythical character, Larry Sanders, and do a television show?
Well, you know, I first of all had, you have no audience. That's a relief. I thought you were just doing badly every night. I only saw the show once, and it was quiet. There are more people at home watching, I assume.
I would hope so, yeah.
I haven't seen the ratings, but good.
Well, if there weren't, we would be gone by now.
This is nice. I was such a fan, I want to say, of the old show, and used to stay up and watch it every night, and now you're here, and
thank you.
Welcome back.
Thank you. You mean the old show would be the one after Johnny?
Yes.
There have been so many old shows.
Yes, there were. But I'm talking about that one specifically, and now it's great that you're on again at the old time slot, and now I can't stay up that late, and but still, I'm glad you're on. I'm asleep by 12:30.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So I'd done the Tonight Show, and quite a lot, and all of those talk shows, and started the way many comedians do, and had become very familiar with the format, and as you know, I guest hosted the Tonight Show, and in fact was offered this time slot that you have.
That's correct.
But I chose,
and I believe both NBC and CBS.
Yes, I chose to stay loyal to my cable company, HBO, as to you, who just bolted right out of CNBC. There was just you. What?
Oh, come on! This was announced in August, and I finished up there. When was it? December 1st. Now, come on! I didn't just bolt out of there.
But had you not gotten this, would you have stayed at CNBC?
Of course.
Well, that's what I mean. You just said, "See,
I didn't bolt."
What are they paying you?
We're here. Dave makes $4.50 a week. I make $4 1/4.
I'm going to write down the number that I got offered, and you take a look at it and tell me if it's correct.
Wait, let me write big so
just don't read it out loud.
No, I won't.
This is what they offered me for 3 years, but don't read it out loud. That's our agreement.
All right, this is the three.
Howard Stringer would be upset, but I was offered this spot, but I can't stay up this late.
All right, you were offered this spot for 3 years, and that was the price for 3 years.
Is yours in that area?
I wouldn't go back to that.
You wouldn't go back to that?
I wouldn't work for that.
Seriously, how many less zeros?
No, that's chump change. I wouldn't go back to that. No,
I'm
not at all. But answer the question for a second here. I mean, you know how to do
this. Is
the
contract for that long?
Longer.
No. Really?
Yeah, but
Speaking of longer, you have a seismologist on.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I'm not comfortable around any woman who is concerned about size, but we'll talk about that later. Really. I said to Kate Hutton, who's still gorgeous. Wait, I'm thinking of Lauren Hutton. I said to Kate Hutton And I swear to God, I said it's not the size of the earthquake,
You guys
Kate.
come on here, you know.
It's the motion of the ocean. You guys, meaning you comics?
You, Dave, Jay. You know, people want to know about you. They don't want to know about your personal life.
This is going to come a shock to your whole setup here. No one cares about me or what I say, or probably any of the others that sit here. We're just looking for a nice getaway.
Really?
So I did the show. I did the Tonight Show, and then I was offered this spot. And honestly, I love talk shows. Fascinated by them, grew up watching them, learned about comedy through them, and really admire what you do and what the others do who are really good at it. And when it came time to doing a show, I wasn't confident that I could do anything that would be more unique or better than anybody else. And number two, I wanted to stretch as a writer and as an actor, and I had the idea quite some time ago of exploring the talk show world and what really goes on backstage in a very real movie-like way. And so when the opportunity came to choose one over the other, it was a very difficult decision to make. I mean, I was really tormented and did a lot of walking around
Really?
LA,
A lot of anguish,
frankly.
a lot of angst, really?
Oh, sure. I know that's hard to believe looking at me, but yes, I was tormented by
looks like you haven't had a troubled day in your whole life to look at you.
I sense sarcasm.
Stop it.
But the thing is I made the best decision that I could for me. I thought if I did a show like the Larry Sanders Show, specifically the Larry Sanders Show, it was in my head, and I knew that I could stretch as an actor and play a character that's slightly different than me, that it would be a challenge.
Now, is the Larry Sanders Show modeled on reality? You know, when Mary Tyler Moore was popular and Ted Baxter was the anchorman, it was said that he was modeled, and they named any number of anchormen around the country that might have been the model. Was there a model for the Larry Sanders Show?
Larry is modeled after Sally Jesse Raphael. And that was the challenge for me. Not a big challenge, mind you, but it required getting new glasses.
Yeah, I guess I guess the answer would be no, right?
I think it started at the base with the Tonight Show, and that whole group, and Johnny and Fred DeCordova, and certainly I had been around the Merv Griffin Show, and I think that the sense of the talent bookers on all of those shows, and there's a certain similarity to all of them, but specifically some of the characters are modeled after people that I knew.
You know, people talk about the Tonight Show and Carson and Late Night and Letterman, but few mention Merv Griffin, which played for, what, 23 years in syndication, Westinghouse, around the country. Right. When you were there, what was the mood of that show? What was the attitude backstage? Because Merv seemed so totally relaxed and at ease with almost any situation.
Well, you know, I in fact, did the Merv Griffin Show before the Tonight Show, and still, you know, I find myself always saying, oh, the Tonight Show and Johnny and all of this, and in fact, forget to say Merv really gave me a great opportunity, and that's where I really started and did the Merv Griffin Show 2 or 3 times. But I was a new comic, and it would be hard for me to sort of really nail down what was going on there, because I'm sure that I was so self-consumed and worried about how I would do. But I think that there was my sense of it, certainly a sense of ease that did not exist on the other late night shows, and the competition that didn't seem to be as apparent.
You know, I was sitting here last week before we went on the air, the first show, thinking about this, and this all really started as a gag on the Larry Sanders Show. Remember when I came over to CBS Television Center, and you and David had the conversation, and my name came up, and it was just kind of a joke. It was, I assume, written as a joke.
I will tell you that we had wanted to do the show with Dave, and Larry was consumed with who Dave was going to have on after him in this particular spot. And I can tell you that I wrote the part where Dave says, okay, Larry, Tom Snyder.
Really?
And I wrote Tom Snyder as a gag. I had no idea that he was really... I knew that we were all fans of yours, but not really... You understand what I'm saying,
Of course,
Tom.
listen, this whole thing came out of it.
I thought he wouldn't in any way or shape or form really consider Tom Snyder, so I thought that was the joke. So no one could be more shocked that they pulled this off and that you're here. It's just shocking
to me. It's been so good to see you again, and I really thank you. No, I'm just kidding. We will continue with Garry Shandling on the toll-free exchange, open to all of you here at 800-95 CBS TV. I'm Tom. This is Simulcast with Garry. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hello, I'm Brent. I'm here to help you relax. Listen to the waves and relax. Oh, hello. Hey, Bud Light. All right, okay, calm down now. Relax.
Ow! What are you... Ow! Oh, that's it, pal. I just wanted a Bud Light. Score one for the relaxation king.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
You know I'm not attached.
Make it a Bud Light.
How fast can you begin to feel relief from a cold? Depends. How fast can you open the halls with vapor action? Hall's vapor action means instant action. Only from the halls of medicine.
Chew on this. Down in Austin, the hottest places to eat ribs are the hardest places to brush your teeth. Now chew on this. Chewing Trident with NutraSweet after meals can actually help you fight cavities. So when you can't brush, chew on this. Trident.
Tuesday, a window pane suddenly collapses in a deadly shower of glass. The victim only seconds from death.
Here he is in my hand.
An all-new Rescue 911 Tuesday.
Get live with CBS on Prodigy, the nation's most popular online service. Go behind the scenes of The Late Late Show with Tom Snyder. Talk with Tom and his guests online. Tell us what you think. Get program information. Even take a special Tom Snyder trivia quiz. To order Prodigy, call 1-800-PRODIGY and ask for the CBS offer today.
A lot of people wear their...
It's time to get the message out to criminals. Guardian Protection will install a professional, police-directed alarm in your home absolutely free. No gimmick. All you pay is our standard $24.95 monthly monitoring fee. Plus, I'll guarantee you'll be 100% satisfied in the first 30 days, or I'll remove it. So call 1-800-PROTECT. That's 1-800-PROTECT. Guardian Protection's free installation. America's best alarm value, period.
Okay, Cleveland, does this look familiar? Well, it ought to. Be ready this year. Come to Automatic Auto Sales, where you can rent to own and reestablish your credit through a real bank. Why take the bus when you can drive for almost the same money? All you need is a steady job and proof of residency. We care about you. All our cars are warranted for 90 days or 3,000 miles at no charge. Mention this ad and get an additional $150 off the price of your car. Come to Automatic Auto Sales on Vine Street in Eastlake. Do it now.
When static stops you,
Get bounce. Bounce lets you go.
when static stops you,
Get bounce.
bounce lets you go.
Static builds up when you move, but Bounce virtually eliminates static and leaves a fresh scent that lasts up to 5 days.
Don't let static stop you.
Don't let that happen now. Get bounce. Bounce and get going.
Bounce stops static before static stops you.
Come on. Come on. It's between us.
I can't tell you.
Who are you thinking about?
What did I say? Did I say I can't tell you? If I could, I would.
Tell me.
Yeah.
Come on, you should be on a high right now. You're moving. This is going to be great. Who are you thinking about?
Tom Snyder. But don't tell
Oh,
me.
come on.
Tom Snyder.
Come on.
Tomorrow, Tom Snyder.
No.
Yeah. Tom Snyder.
The original Tom Snyder? This guy you...
Yeah. His hair is back.
Wow.
He's ready to go. Tom Snyder.
I'm shocked.
No, it's going to be great.
God.
No, we're very happy with it.
Hey, from his mouth to God's ear. Here's Karen joining us on the toll-free from Lexington, Kentucky. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Karen.
My question is, I want to know who the funniest person he's worked with is.
That would be Tom Snyder. and I'm not kidding.
I really like your show.
Thank you. Who's the funniest person you've ever worked with?
My brother.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is he so funny?
He just is. But I meant I like Tom's show.
No,
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, I know.
I meant that I like Tom's show.
No, I didn't think you were complimenting me. I wasn't confused. I like Tom's show, too.
Yeah, but who is the funniest, most humorous person you've ever worked with?
Me?
No.
Oh,
Gary.
okay.
See, Karen, you're the caller, Gary's the guest. See?
Yeah, but it's a fine line.
I know. Some nights.
You know, there's just so many that if I start naming someone, and that's the truth.
Okay, Karen, I'm glad you called. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Is there anybody, and you've run the gamut from David Letterman, you've had all the great stars of comedy on there as guests in supporting roles. Is there somebody that you wanted to do the show that for whatever the reason has not done it to this point?
Oh, I would like to have Woody Allen on the show, seriously. I would love to have Albert Brooks on the show. I would love to have, There's a list of more, some wonderful actors. Gene Hackman, I'm a gigantic fan
And
of.
how does that work? I know in the case of my little appearance there, one of your producers called on the phone and they ran it by me, and I said, it sounds fine. Is that pretty much the procedure, that your people will call and say...
You're the only person who responded that quickly. You just, I think I said Tom, and before I said Snyder, they said he's agreed to come on.
You know, desperation is its own motivation.
I think it's very difficult sometimes to get people to come on, and especially at the beginning, no one knew what the Larry Sanders Show was.
Right.
And so that was particularly difficult, and people like Billy Crystal and Robin Williams were nice enough to come on, really not having seen the show, and trusting, and did a great job, and then it got easier to get guests.
Here is Sheila calling from Philadelphia. Hi.
Oh, hi. I have a comment for Tom and a question for Garry.
All right. Why don't you ask Garry first and then come to Tom?
Okay.
All right.
Garry, first I want to know if you're planning on writing a book such as like Tim Allen or Paul Reiser. I know so many personalities these days are writing autobiographies, and I think you might be very interesting.
I honestly am writing the Larry Sanders autobiography. Oh, I don't know what the language barriers on here. I actually have the title of it.
Go ahead.
It's the Larry Sanders story, Far From an Asshole.
I'll be looking for it then when it comes out.
Now, Sheila, you may have heard that on the air, or it may have been covered by a strange warbling noise, which is called the 6-second delay.
Oh,
but there was a word. Can we say the words with space in them? Can you not say ass?
You can say that.
Okay.
Referring to an animal, as in Jackass.
And there's a hole in my jacket.
A hole in your jacket. Okay. I would have expected, you know, Stern to do this, but...
No, I'm no better, no worse.
No worse.
Okay.
Howard Stern did the show. He was very pleasant, and I was not knowing what to expect, and he was great, actually.
He's a very pleasant man.
Yeah.
Very pleasant man. Sheila, your question or comment about the show?
So now my comment is, Tom, I just want to say congratulations, and we're proud of you in Philadelphia. We consider you, everybody in Philadelphia thinks that you were born and bred there.
Thanks, Sheila. Say hi to all my pals, okay?
I will.
I'm glad you called. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Tom, can we get a tighter shot of you, by the way?
Yes, we could.
I was home watching. It was just, it's very tight, very tight.
When did you decide that electrical engineering was not something you wanted to pursue for the rest of your life when you were in college in Arizona?
I was an electrical engineering major for 3 years, actually, at the University of Arizona, and I was in an electrical engineering lab doing an experiment on a circuit board that required really 3 to 4 hours of work, and I was about 2 hours into it and walked out to get a drink of water into the hallway and started to walk back into the lab, and my entire body resisted it, and it was like this moment of realization that this was not meant for me. It's very similar to when I did a Heather Thomas interview on The Tonight Show, and I said, no.
Man, you take on all comers, don't you?
But seriously, I just said, you have those moments in your life when they send you in another direction.
Right, yeah. And so you decided comedy. You'd watch Johnny Carson on The Tonight Show, and you wrote some stuff. I believe you showed
Honestly,
it to...
I was a gigantic George Carlin fan, and I drove up to Phoenix, which was about a 2-hour drive from Tucson. He was appearing at a small club, and I'd never been in a nightclub in my life, and I was a sophomore, junior in college, which will tell you something about me. I was very sheltered, and I wrote these monologues for George Carlin. Got up there, George read them. I just was a kid who said, would you read these, Mr. Carlin? And he read them, said, come, and he said, hey, I think you have some stuff here. You should pursue it if that's really what you want.
Which had to fuel your excitement about the possibility of getting into comedy?
Yeah, it was really a real catalyst for me. And I met him 10 years later and told him this story, and he couldn't remember it at all because it was, you know, the late 60s.
True. Right after his Heather Thomas interview. Here is Kathleen in Buffalo, New York. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, Kathleen. Welcome to the Late Late Show.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
It's my great pleasure.
I want to ask Garry something. He always acts like he's so insecure around women, and it just seems to me that he probably maybe was when he was much younger, but really isn't that way anymore.
What is your name? Seriously.
You want my phone number?
No. Kathleen?
Yes.
Come here. Come here. Kathleen.
I'm sitting on top of my set.
All right, careful.
Is that close enough for you?
Strangely enough, I'm sitting on top of my set. Wow, Kathleen and I have something in common already. Kathleen, seriously, come get closer to the TV. I've got something to tell you. How close can I get to Kathleen? This will frighten you now.
But there's going to be a delay.
There's a 10-second delay in my real life, by the way, when I have sex. It's the most freaky thing to me. I have a button where I say to women, actually, you know, if something happens in the next 10 seconds, you can eliminate it by pushing this. Kathleen, so I'm not, no, I've grown a lot, and I'm not nearly as insecure about women, and I can usually look them right in the eye.
That's terrific. I'm looking at you right now.
All right, Kathleen, time's up. I'm glad you called.
Thanks.
You know, Tom, it's so...
Hold it, Kathleen, down
Yes.
off the set now.
Like a little phone sex wouldn't hurt this show. Wouldn't help this show. I don't even know how to phrase it. I'm so excited.
Kathleen, I'm glad you called. Thank you.
We love your show.
Thank you, Kathleen. Appreciate that. And so eventually you make your way to Los Angeles and...
Kathleen right now is flipping the channel, seeing who else she can come on to. She's flipping around. She's a home shopping network. She's going to call.
At this hour of the night, there's nobody she'd rather sit on her set for, and I get the feeling the same is true with you. When you were at the Comedy Store as an amateur, before you were paid for comedy, did you have other jobs that you did, you know, like waiting on table or driving? Is there something wrong with you?
No, I had a nervous tick, and gee, I sure don't point yours out. Gosh darn, I just was looking down, I got a little insecure, a little self-conscious, and you just go, what is wrong with you?
No, I said, are you all right? Is there something wrong with you?
I don't, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't recall. You know, I had therapy today. I go to therapy on Monday. And so I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I go through my whole family scenario, and now I swear, in the green room here. And I'm talking to a woman telling her that I grew up in Arizona, and my folks are great, and my dad, he used to take me to football games, and what a great dad he was. I said, what did your dad do? And she says, my dad was Martin Luther King. That was good, too.
3, 4.
How do you top that? My dad, he took me to the deli, you know. Your dad, civil rights movement, head of it. Gee, that's... I cried for the next 2 minutes.
I appreciate your joining us here tonight.
Tom,
I'm an enormous fan of your show, and I thank you for coming over during our opening month, and I hope that when time permits, in your busy schedule, you'll join us again. Thank you, Garry.
Tom, I wish you the best. I love the new show, and continued good luck, and I mean that.
And I'll be needing it right.
No, you're doing...
God, your hands are cold. Jeez.
Boy, are you sweating?
I'm not sweating tonight. I'm perfectly calm. It's down to about 31 in here. The Larry Sanders Show is seen on the HBO television network on Wednesday nights at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 Central Time, and then runs during the week on HBO and HBO 2 and HBO 3. We'll be back with more of our program, including the Reverend Bernice King, right after these messages.
Only the world's most advanced long-distance network, AT&T, can bring you this patented breakthrough in digital voice reproduction. It's AT&T True Voice. And today, True Voice is nationwide. Anywhere you live, anyone you call, you get the best long-distance sound ever, just because you're with AT&T.
Charmin presents Evie Discovers Makeup.
Evie! Evie, are you in there?
Evie is about to discover something that feels as soft as the leading regular facial tissue, squeezably softer than any other bathroom tissue. It's Charmin Ultra.
Evie, what are you doing? Oh, Evie.
So cleaning all that stuff off...
That's quite a color.
...is even softer.
Little bitty pretty one.
It's not just softer. It's Charmin Ultra.
Nature's purest water, but one thing makes it different.
You're all horny.
And the gals of Sicily love it.
Yeah, Flesh, and you look good.
Take a sip on the wild side, Northern Wednesday.
Thursday, Eye to Eye. He was a Marine in Moscow. She was the KGB's bait. A spy story with an astonishing ending.
I still love him.
Eye to Eye, Thursday.
And then, what can you do when your children won't behave?
That's going to be a...
48 Hours shows you what works, Thursday.
I want to know about meeting that special someone.
Sorry, can't help you there.
I want to know more about a diet I can live with.
No way, not in this commercial.
I want to know more about Rogaine.
Rogaine with minoxidil?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Okay. Just call this number now for a free information kit on Rogaine topical solution. It could help answer your question because it's filled with all kinds of facts about Rogaine. And because you need a prescription to get Rogaine, we'll send you a list of local doctors and special money-saving offers to help you decide if Rogaine is right for you.
But I want to know right now.
We'll mail it to you today. So what are you waiting for? Call now for your free information kit. Call 1-800-317-2255.
When it comes to combos, Wendy's $2.99 single combo is a great choice.
It's a quarter-pound of fresh beef, not frozen, served hot off the grill. And no one gives you more fresh toppings to choose from. Plus, you get Biggie fries and a 20-ounce drink. And now, choose Wendy's, and you can win a vacation to the destination of your choice on American Airlines, Caribbean, or thousands of food prizes. It's the Wendy's made-to-order vacation giveaway.
Grandma!
Just peel, and you could win instantly.
Nobody else can give you choices this good.
Nashville.
My guy's a mega man. He doesn't sleep enough, he doesn't eat right, not that I cook. And the pressure. So he takes Mega Men from GNC. It's a multivitamin formulated just for men. Sorry, girls, men have different needs. It's got energizing herbs and special male nutrients, and he's a better man for it. Now, about the wardrobe, it's a guy thing.
Mega Men, only at General Nutrition Centers. Here's to your health, America.
Tomorrow night here, the Chicago Tribune's renegade columnist James Warren. Later this week, Jimmy Hoffa Jr. And to round out the week, Barbara Walters from ABC News. In your newspapers tomorrow morning and on the CBS News this morning with Paula Zahn and Harry Smith, you'll see all kinds of stories of the devastating earthquake that hit the city of Kobe, Japan yesterday. The numbers keep changing. So far, the magnitude was 7.2. At least 400 people are feared dead. And here at home, in just a couple of hours from now, it'll be exactly a year since the terrible Southern California earthquake of 1994. All this in the midst of reports that more terrible quakes are on the way and that our buildings here can't handle them. Here is Caltech seismologist Kate Hutton, who was almost our next-door neighbor for 24 to 48 hours on TV a year ago tonight. And I thank you for joining us this evening.
Oh, thank you for the invitation.
What is the purpose in telling people that the worst has not happened? That as bad as it was here last January, we can expect something even more monstrous.
Well, if we didn't and it happened, then they'd say, why didn't you warn us about it?
True.
I think we just have to call it the way we see it.
But since seismology is at this point an imperfect science, is that a fair statement?
Well, it's statistical. I think that's the same thing as imperfect.
Right. I mean, it's highly possible that you might be wrong.
Oh, certainly.
It's highly possible that some strain. I'm just thinking now, if this whole building starts to shake, do I look like an idiot? But when we talk about buildings not being able to withstand a 7.0 or a 7.5 earthquake in Southern California, does that mean that it's possible to retrofit every building so it can withstand a 7.5?
Well, some buildings we probably could. I think the question was about the high-rise buildings and the uncertainty with that. But the real problem is with the old buildings, which we know can't survive a 7, and they can be retrofitted so that they don't fall in in magnitude 5 and 6s.
Right.
But we can never guarantee, I think, in magnitude 7 that a brick building would stand up.
As you drive through Southern California on your way to work each day and you look at the cityscape and the skyline of Los Angeles, do you say, gonna go, gonna stand, gonna go, gonna stand, might make it, not a chance?
Well, generally I don't, but for a few weeks after the Northridge earthquake, I sure paid attention to where I stopped.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
You know, most people in town now, they will not wait under a freeway bridge at a traffic light. They wait short of it.
In the first few weeks after the quake, I think that's pretty sensible.
Yeah. Are you scared of earthquakes?
Well, if they're big enough, yeah. I don't think the normal day-to-day earthquakes bother me much.
Right. But I mean, is it fair for the press, for example, to call these things possible killer quakes?
Well, I mean, if it kills someone, then it's a
Well,
killer
I understand
quake,
that, but
right?
what I'm saying here is, you know, we went through the rains in Southern California last week, and these were called the killer storms, or the floods of 95. I mean, 1995 is barely 16 days old, and already we've had, if we believe television in Southern California, the floods of 1995. And so to say that...
So if we have one in next month, then...
Exactly. I'm just talking about the whole idea here that... in other words, the purpose of the seismologist is not to alarm the people, not to scare the people, but to prepare the people. Is that fair?
Well, that's what we think, yeah. And I suppose we have to counteract the sensational news reporting, or headline writing at least. Often the news stories are fine, but the headlines are sensational.
By the way, should California be the only state that worries about this in the United States?
Oh, absolutely not. Alaska is by far the highest.
But how about back east, you know, New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Wisconsin?
Well, they have some earthquake risk, but it's much less than the West Coast. But Pacific Northwest and Utah, Montana, those places are definitely earthquake risk areas. The Big Island, Hawaii, is a risk.
Anyway, I hope the next time I see you on television, you're a guest on a sitcom. Not talking about an earthquake. Thanks for coming over tonight, Doctor.
Oh, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Kate Hutton from Caltech here in Southern California, and some thoughts on earthquakes here in Southern California, but across the rest of the country as well. Coming up, the Reverend Bernice King to mark her father's holiday after this break.
A master of time, a master of illusion. Two supernatural forces from the past are about to wage war in the present. Highlander, the final dimension, rated PG-13. Starts January 27th at theaters everywhere.
At my school, you can't make mistakes. I get hungry, I reach for Snickers.
Roasted peanuts, milk chocolate, caramel. Snickers satisfies.
These hands can do anything, including spread germs. Washing them often is good, but it doesn't go far enough. Lysol spray with antibacterial action kills germs on surfaces, so you don't pick them up with your hands, and that helps reduce the spread of colds and infectious diarrhea. Lysol disinfectant spray. Keep your hands off germs.
Yummy! My favorite, fried dumplings.
And soy sauce. That's okay.
She uses advanced formula Resolve carpet cleaner. It even gets out greasy combination stains.
Introducing a revolutionary new toothbrush, the Aquafresh Flex Direct, the only toothbrush with a unique pivoting head for cleaning those hard-to-reach places. Let's see how well it bends. First, the brushes tackle the ramp. No problem. Next, the pipes. Clean through. Now into the slalom. Watch that head pivot. The winner, new Aquafresh Flex Direct. And its flexible neck is gentle on your gums, too. Aquafresh Flex Direct cleans brilliantly because it really uses its head.
Hello from Plank Road. Where are man Paul?
You got Ice House in a can?
Well, then you better let it out.
Ice House is now in cans. These superb cylinders are crafted from space-age aluminum, covered with awe-inspiring two-dimensional graphics, and chock full of ice-brewed Ice House. Plus, they're easy to stack, easy to hold, and if you've got a cooler, they're easy to keep cold. Thanks, and enjoy Ice House in cans.
He lost his first wife and unborn child in a tragic accident. His second wife, age 43, has given him new hope. Now he'll learn his baby will die without a new heart.
It's a possible donor.
No actors.
Real life.
No recreations.
Just hanging on.
A Heart for Olivia. It happens before your eyes, Tuesday.
Tonight, Lawrence Fishburne, X-Files' David Duchovny, and Tom Jones.
Bad news, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, all other television channels are closed for renovation.
You don't have money to burn, so you save with a low-price detergent. And for this tough stain, you add a pre-treater. There's only one problem. These two products together cost more and do less than this product alone, Ultra Era. This pre-treater plus this big cap full of low-price detergent can't beat this stain. But just a small dose of Ultra Era cuts right through. That's proof you can take to the bank. Ultra Era, the power tool for stains.
We are back to mark the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King with his youngest daughter, the Reverend Bernice King, who preaches in Atlanta and who I believe is the only child of Martin Luther King who is a preacher, correct?
That's correct.
But you don't preach at the Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta?
No, I don't.
Why?
I'm at another church in Atlanta.
Well, I understand that, but it would just seem natural that his daughter would work at the Ebenezer Baptist Church.
Well, sometimes you have to go away from home before those that you grow up with kind of accept you.
I understand. Your family, your family's name, your name, on the front page of the New York Times this morning and covered by television news last night, there is a disparity of opinion as to how the legacy of Martin Luther King ought to be measured in Atlanta in terms of a monument to the King legacy. What is the disparity? If I read the papers right, the King family has one position and the National Park Service has another. If that is incorrect, could you update me on that?
It's not incorrect. It really boils down to the fact that we are trying to maintain the integrity of who my father was. And what I mean by we is the King Center and the King family.
Right.
As the guardians of his legacy. And in light of that, we present a position that takes us beyond the Olympics and into the 21st century, and that matches the generation that's growing up today that's used to CD-ROM and interactive technology and things of that nature. And that's what we're seeking to do, whereas what the Park Service is seeking to do in that community really won't do anything to enhance the community or even really take people into the 21st century.
In what way do you feel that their plans for the Martin Luther King Center are inadequate?
The visitor center that they're building?
Right.
I don't know if it's so much inadequate. I think it's just antiquated. You're dealing with a generation of kids that are growing up with high technology. They're being introduced to the super information highway.
Right.
And so when you bring a kid to a static exhibit, so to speak, it doesn't do much for that child. That child won't take much away.
Oh, no, you got
kids,
kids, you've got to grab them to get their attention because they're being bombarded in so many different directions.
Exactly, and we don't want them to leave being deceived about who Dr. King is. He is more than a page in history. What he represented is very relevant to these times, and we want to take them back to those times, but do it in such a way that when they leave there, they will be so inspired to go out and do some things to impact society.
So then you feel that the plans of the National Park Service may not include enough interactivity to stimulate young minds to get all that young minds can get from the King Center.
Exactly, and not just stimulate, but to present an accurate representation. Let's remember that he was more than really a civil rights leader. I call him a nonviolent prophet. And so we need to try to carry over that nonviolent message that he represented. And it's hard to do that just by looking at a picture.
Absolutely. No, you got to be able to push a button and see a film roll or see something happen or see the man make the speech that he made at the Washington gathering back in the 1960s. You got to see all that stuff.
Yeah, and you have to be able to feel the energy from that as well.
That's right, and the emotion that was so much a part of it. Let me ask you here about being a child of Martin Luther King and all that goes with that. You know, your father was gunned down in the public square, so to speak. And you carry that with you, as I'm sure the children of John F. Kennedy will for the rest of their lives. And I wonder the difficulties that brings to you. In your personal life, when you're going to school, in your social life, you know, if you go out with young men or young women, social occasions, what it's like to be the daughter of Martin Luther King.
It's interesting you asked that question because I'm in the process of writing that book right now,
Are you really?
As a matter of fact.
Is it a tough book to write?
It's a tough book to write. It is a tough book. It's a double-edged sword. It's a burden and it's a blessing.
Surely.
And for me, because I didn't know my father as closely as my other siblings, when I was growing up, I was kind of, I guess, living in a state of denial or a state of non-information, because it wasn't until 16 that I really came into a knowledge of who he was and what he did to impact this nation. And so when kids would say to me, "You're Dr. King's daughter," I would say, "Yeah, it was no big deal."
Right.
It didn't, it didn't do anything to me. As I got older in high school and then into college and everything, I became extremely reserved, because once I realized whose child I was and the impact he had on this nation, I started getting frightened, and I withdrew. I was a very quiet person throughout high school, believe it or not.
Shy, no, I can believe that.
Yes.
I can believe that.
Yes.
I mean, you do, it's like you say, it's a blessing, but it's also a burden, too, to carry on the family name and all that goes with that.
Right, and I remember someone saying to me, when I was in law school and theology school at the same time, he said, it really must be tough because when you kind of walk in a classroom, you're here, which is like at an A. Everybody else comes in at a C. You have nowhere to go but down. Everybody else can go up.
Right.
And that's kind of been my life story and our life story because there are great expectations. And the expectation is measured by his life and the contributions he made. And that's not unfair because we tend to do that with children, with their parents, you know.
Of course we do. You know, live up to the family name.
Exactly. That's a tremendous expectation to live up to.
We are with the Reverend Bernice King, the daughter of Martin Luther King. We'll continue with your phone calls on the toll-free exchange, 800-95-CBS-TV. We'll be right back after this break.
Now, Taco Bell brings you all your supreme favorites for free.
Sour cream. I want to top your taco, can't you see?
And who could forget
My tomato.
Elsewhere, you'd pay hundreds of dollars for sour cream and tomatoes. But at Taco Bell, they're free when you buy an original 59-cent taco.
Taco Man.
Taco Bell cashiers are standing by, so order today.
There's a place near you where the mountain climbers never touch the ground, where the bodies are made of iron and the bikes of titanium alloy. It's Performance Bicycle Shop with over 6,000 square feet of high-tech cycling gear. But if you go, bring a stump-jumping spirit and your Visa card. Because at Performance, they take cycling to the extreme, but they don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, now's the time to save on cable TV and the premium channels. Cable is late-breaking news, the hottest videos, sports that just won't quit. Cable is fun, fast, and round the clock. And it really swings with the non-stop excitement of the premium channels. HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, the movie channel. So get to your phone now and save. Call 1-800-CABLE-ME and get installation for as little as $5 when you subscribe to Cable and Premium TV. That's right, as little as $5 installation. Plus, you'll get a 20% savings certificate from the Lillian Vernon catalog. It's a great deal, so call today. Cable TV and the Premium channels. Get them now.
Al Rally here at Rally's, where we specialize in drive-through. It's faster. Rally's is dedicated to the preparation of our hot, fresh, juicy, and delicious burgers, fries, and other great foods. We believe what the world needs is better fast food, prepared fresh and delivered quickly.
2 drive-throughs, much faster.
And if you love hamburgers but didn't drive, walk.
Run, it's faster.
Get a hot, fresh, delicious, and fast Rally burger made to order, just 79 cents. Rally's, twice as good, twice as fast.
What do you create when you open a can of soup? A noise, maybe? This was created a long time ago. You just reheat it. Now this is new Kettle Creations. Homemade taste you create fresh in 30 minutes. They even created a window so you can see all the pasta and beans. With Kettle Creations, there's a moment when you actually create the soup. You could be part of that moment. Ah, there it is. New Lipton Kettle Creations. Soup so good, it's uncanny.
We are back with the Reverend Bernice King. You mentioned that you're working on a book about your life as the daughter of, as you say, not just a civil rights leader, but a nonviolent prophet and a man who changed this country. When will that book be finished? When can we expect that book?
It's supposed to be published in late 96, early 97. I actually have a book contract deal with Houghton Mifflin. And my first one is based off of my speeches and sermons, and the second one is the life story.
What is your favorite thing to preach about?
I don't know if I have a favorite thing.
Or some of your favorite topics.
What really gets the juices
flowing?
Probably more just responsibility to society. That's important to me.
That you're responsible for your actions, and your actions have consequence on other people in the community.
Well, not just that, but also that we're responsible for doing something to enhance our society. That's one of the things I try to drive home. The important thing I probably preach about is just the church's responsibility in doing something.
Which is, by the way, that's a debate that's gone on in all branches of religion since Christ walked the earth. What is the responsibility of the church today?
Well, I kind of sum it up in his commission. It says, "Go ye therefore and teach." And as you know, if you're not educated, then you're living in a state of ignorance, and oftentimes that leads to a lot of different circumstances that aren't always positive. And so I think the church has to get outside of their four walls and their stained glass windows. And that's my message. You know, it's okay to come here Sunday, Saturday, Friday night, but you need to do something beyond these walls to change the community.
Here is Barbara on the toll-free line now in Pifford, New York. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Barbara.
Hi.
Go right ahead with Reverend King. She's right here, Barbara.
I think you're wonderful.
Thank you. You're very kind. I appreciate it.
Both of you.
Thank you.
And I've been in L.A.
Have you now?
Yes, I graduated from FITM. I have children living in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a granddaughter that's half black, which I'm very proud of.
Okay.
And this question I would like both of you.
Would that be the upper or the lower head? No, that was just a little joke. But go ahead and ask your question to Reverend King.
What's your opinion of O.J.'s book?
I have not read it, so I cannot give an opinion.
Oh. Do you think he's guilty?
I cannot say that because we have not heard the evidence. I'm a lawyer also.
Well, I have lawyers in the family.
Yeah.
You don't say that with a great deal of pride and enthusiasm.
What do you think of Whitney Houston? I think she's great.
So do we. But Barbara, let me ask you a question. Why are you concerned with what people think of O.J.'s book? What do you think of it?
Well, I haven't read it either.
But what about the concept of him writing a book at this almost the day before he starts trial in Los Angeles?
He should have the right to write it.
Oh, but wait, it's a free country, Barbara.
That's right. I said he should have the. He should be.
Oh, he should have the right. Okay.
Yes.
But maybe out of responsibility, his timing is bad, are you saying?
No. I'm not saying it's bad.
Okay.
I don't think the man's guilty.
Okay. Barbara, we're not doing the O.J. Simpson show tonight, but I thank you for calling.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
If Martin Luther King had lived, what would be different today, do you think? How would America be different?
I think in terms of the way in which we distribute wealth in this country, it would be a big difference. Because one of the things he was seeking to do right at his point of assassination was to bring together poor people from all walks of life to converge on convene on Capitol Hill.
Washington, right?
Yeah. And they planned on staying there until something happened. And one of the things he pointed out is these are people that have nothing to lose anyway.
That's right.
And so they will be there if
it can't get
takes
much
an
worse than it
eternity.
is,
exactly.
Right?
And so I think there will be some economic changes. One of the things my brother talked about in Atlanta, who incidentally is now the chief executive officer, chairman, and the president of the King Center, is that the new struggle and the dream that he has is to empower in particular the African-American community economically, because there is a deficit there. And I think that we would see a great big difference in that area today if he were living.
I sure do thank you for coming on with us this evening, and I'm happy to be a part of remembering your dad and his birthday, and thanks for making the journey and visiting us here in Southern California.
I enjoyed it.
Happy Martin Luther King's birthday.
Yes, thank you.
My pleasure. Reverend Bernice King, youngest daughter of the Reverend Martin Luther King, a preacher and minister in Atlanta, Georgia. We will continue and wrap it up here for late on Monday, early on Tuesday, right after these announcements. Thanks very much.
If this was your night to drive, if this was your wrong turn, wouldn't you feel safer knowing this was your battery The all-new Die Hard battery at Sears. It's the next generation of Die Hard, the longest lasting ever. Don't trust your family to anything less.
Ah, the joys of a minivan. That big sliding door, the heavy removable third seat, and those rear windows that don't roll down. Oh, what could be better? Introducing Odyssey. With 4 doors and an easy fold-away rear seat. It's not just a minivan, it's a Honda.
Alpha 1, this is Alpha 2. Enemy squad in open. Moving north on foot.
Sergeant, here's the latest intelligence report.
I'll post it right away, Sergeant. Sir, enemy position is confirmed at Papa.
Step off.
Army Reserve, Montgomery GI Bill, skill training and more.
Chew on this. Now when you can't brush after meals, there's a great new Trident flavor. New Strawberry Breeze with NutraSweet. Helps your mouth fight cavities with a refreshing fruit taste. So when you can't brush, chew on this. New Trident Strawberry Breeze.
Introducing the only candy made with the refreshing tart and sweet taste of Ocean Spray. All natural fruit waves. When you're thirsty for a great candy.
When a town like Sparta, Mississippi explodes with anger, passion, and hatred.
Calvin, put that thing down!
It's the cops
You cannot expect cooperation to be handed to you just because you're police officers.
who feel the heat.
Let's see if his muscles are as big as his mouth.
Emmy winner Carol O'Connor,
I just want to talk to you, okay?
Academy Award nominee Howard Rollins.
I think that was no.
In the heat of the night.
Weekdays at 10 on 19.
When static stops you.
Get bounce. Bounce lets you go.
When static stops you.
Get bounce.
Bounce lets you go.
Static builds up when you move, but Bounce virtually eliminates static and leaves a fresh scent that lasts up to 5 days.
Don't let static stop you.
Don't let that happen now. Get bounce. Bounce and get going.
Bounce stops static before static stops you.
Folks, I'm going on the radio with my friend Elliot Forrest on the Late Late Radio Show after hours tonight. Right after we finish television, I'm going to go down to the basement here at CBS. Why do they always put radio in the basement? We don't know. And I've been doing this with Elliot now a couple of nights, and we get no phone calls from people on the toll-free radio highway. That number is 1-800-890-9990. And why don't you give that a call, and we can review the show together while nobody's watching. We can talk about what went right and speculate about how it could have been better, as God knows it always could be. I guess I'm through now, aren't I? Yes. 4 seconds off the air. Drive safely on the way home, and sleep tight, America. Good night, all.
Hundreds killed, thousands injured, fires and a freeway on its side. An earthquake devastates a Japanese port city. Later tonight on CBS News Up to the Minute.
Mountie Benton Fraser is committed.
Do you have anyone who can vouch for you here?
Well, yes, there's my wolf. And he's tracking an asylum assassin on an all-new Due South Thursday. This is CBS.